Hi guys, this is Jeff at Slavens Racing. This video is just a quickie build that I did for a friend on a 2017 KTM 300XCW. So I just fixed some of the basic stuff. I've got more to do it in the future, more to do to it in the future. My buddy's wanting this back so he can go for a ride because the weather is broken here in Colorado, but I'm just going to go over the highlights of what I've done on it so far. So in the forks, let's see, we've got these carbon fiber fork guards just to protect from rocks being kicked up from a friend, or if you tip over in a rock pile so it doesn't ding your forks and damage the tubes. But inside I put on, this guy's about 205, 210 pounds without gear. So I went up on the spring rates, two sizes on both ends. So it's got 46s in the forks. And I also revalved the forks. So these Explorer forks, I don't mean to offend anybody here, whoever's loving them already, but these are a pretty basic, rudimentary fork. I mean, there is hardly anything inside of these things as far as valving and fluid control goes. It's an open chamber fork, but it's considerably more basic than the original open chamber fork that we've had for many years. This new Explorer fork, in my opinion, is a step backwards because there's just less to work with in there for a tuner. There's less bottoming resistance, there's less adjustability. There's definitely kits out there to fix that. MX Tech has a really nice insert for it that gives you a lot more benefit as far as bottoming resistance and then valving control. But I just revalved these. So the stock forks are extremely soft. They're very mushy. And you know, if you're stuck in first and second gear all day long and you're an average size rider, like KTM says, 165 to 187, well then you might get along with them okay. But once you get out of second gear and start pushing these things at all, I mean, they bottom, they dive, they're just wallowy. They're just a mess. And I know there's going to be lots of guys that are going to post something on this YouTube video that disagree with that, and don't waste your time because I'm just going to delete it because I've been doing this forever. I do know what I'm talking about on suspension. I did it for 46 years. And I'm sorry, these forks are not up to par. So I did revalve them and resprung them. So also here you can see it's got bulletproof radiator guards. It's got Cycra hand guards and the BRP mounts for those. Also has a Scott steering damper kit on it, a top mount, and then the system type speed bleeders right here, and flex handlebars. Almost forgot those. Those are a given for all of us guys who want to keep our shoulders and elbows and wrists in good shape. So down here I installed one of our new S3 heads. Raise the compression and get some more torque out of this engine. They're kind of soft on the bottom. It's got a flatland pipe guard and an AXP skid plate. This is the standard AXP, not the new Extreme, which is still, this is an excellent skid plate. It's also got a Recluse clutch in it. It's got the EXP 3.0. Back here on the shock. The shock is kind of opposite of the forks. It's not mush, it's harsh. It's very harsh. So I also went up on the spring rate, two sizes there, up to a 66P, and revalved it to get rid of that harshness. And here you can see we've got the plastic swing arm guards, a bulletproof shark fin back there. Colorado, we have to have a spark arrestor, so we installed the Enduro Engineering spark arrestor end cap. Fits on the stock muffler. If you look down in there, you'll notice that it still has that POS Mikuni carburetor on there. I have not got that totally sorted out yet. I'll be working on that in the future. Got the Seat Concepts comfort seat on it. Think of what else might be on this side of the bike here. I usually miss something. Running stock gearing on it. It's currently got stock tires, which are not my favorite. And over here, I did a little mod on the inside of the ignition cover there because the flywheel on some of these rubs on the ignition wires. So I'll post a fix on that real soon, probably right after this video. Oh, I forgot one of the most important parts here. So if you stand back and look at this bike and compare it to yours, you'll see that now the seat on this thing is pretty flat. That's because I installed the stink bug killer, which brings the back end of the bike down and balances the bike and really adds a lot to the stability of the bike. I know somebody's going to put a post, oh, my bike's stable. Well, sorry, they're not. Compared to the XC models, these things are not stable at all for the higher speed stuff. In stock form. This bike is now. It's very stable. And once the suspension's modified and the stink bug killer's installed, these bikes work very well. I mean, they handle very well. They still don't have, you know, the real true performance of like the XCs, the bottoming resistance and the ability to handle whoops and that type of stuff. But you know, it's a really nice bike once you've got it sprung correctly and done a little valving work and installed the stink bug killer to get rid of the high rear end on them. So I think that's about all for now. I'll keep you updated. Stay tuned.